Hi, everyone, and welcome to Wind Down Wednesday. Listen, grab your tea, get comfortable, maybe dim your lights a little bit. Y'all, this is not a time for notes or action steps or adding anything to your to do list, okay? This is just your time to exhale, y'all. Just let it go, breathe. Tonight, y'all, we're talking about something I know is hitting hard for a lot of you right now. You're doing all the right things. You're eating better. You're moving your body. You are taking your supplements. You're trying to manage your stress, right? And yet somehow it still feels like too much, like you're barely keeping your head above water. And here's what I want you to know right from the start, y'all. That feeling, it's not a personal failure, okay? It's not because you're not trying hard enough or because you lack discipline, okay? What you are experiencing is a physiological response to what your nervous system perceives as instability. So, tonight, y'all, we're going to unpack why that happens and more importantly, what actually helps, okay? So, let's start here. You know that feeling when you're trying to implement multiple new habits all at once, right? New morning routine, a new different eating window, or supplement protocol, an exercise plan, or better sleep hygiene. All good things, right? All things that are supposed to help you. But here's what's actually happening in your body when you layer change after change. Your nervous system does not distinguish between good stress and bad stress. It just reads change, as something that requires monitoring, as something that requires vigilance, okay? Think about it this way. Every new habit that you're trying to implement is essentially a new variable your brain has to track. Did I take my magnesium? When was the last time I ate? Am I supposed to be exercising today? Should I be fasting longer? Am I doing this right? Each question, y'all, creates a tiny micro task, a tiny hit of mental load. And when you're in perimenopause or menopause, when progesterone is already declining, which means you have less of that calming GABA supporting hormone on board, your baseline capacity for tracking multiple variables is already compromised. Now, here's the clinical piece, just a little bit. Progesterone helps modulate your stress response. It is neuroprotective. It helps you to feel calm, grounded, able to handle complexity. As it declines, your threshold for what feels manageable, it drops. You don't have the same buffering capacity that you used to have, so you're trying to implement all these changes with less neurological bandwidth than you had even 2 years ago. And your nervous system, y'all, it's going, wait a minute, something's different. I need to pay attention to this. I need to make sure she's safe. Y'all, that's vigilance. That's your threat detection system. It's staying online. And the irony, y'all, the painful irony is that the very things that you're doing to try to feel better are keeping your nervous system or your entire system in a state of low grade activation. Okay. You cannot wind down when you're self monitoring. You can't relax into safety when part of your brain is like constantly checking. Am I doing this right? Am I on track? Did I miss something? And here's what I need you to understand, y'all. This isn't about the change themselves being wrong. It's about the layering of changes without structure, without sequence, without rest between adaptations. It's about trying to optimize everything all at once, which your body actually reads as chaos. Okay. So let's go a little bit deeper because this isn't just about mental overwhelm, y'all. This is metabolic. When your body perceives too much to do, too much to track, too much changing at once, it doesn't file that under personal growth, okay? It files it under environmental instability. And what does a body do when it senses instability? It conserves, it downregulates, it tries to create predictability and safety through metabolic slowing. This is where women get stuck. You're doing everything right, but your body is reading your effort as evidence that the environment is unsafe, that resources are scarce, that you need to be in protection mode, not thriving mode. So let me give you the metabolic pathway, okay? Chronic vigilance elevates cortisol, even if you're not stressed in the traditional sense. The constant self monitoring, the layering of changes, the mental load of tracking it all, your body reads that as low grade stress. Elevated cortisol blocks progesterone receptors. So even if you still have some progesterone production, you're not getting the full benefit because cortisol is sitting in those receptor sites. Cortisol also promotes insulin resistance, y'all, especially when it is chronically elevated in a pattern that doesn't match your natural circadian rhythm. Your body starts holding onto glucose because it thinks you might need it for an emergency. Insulin resistance triggers estrogen dominance because insulin promotes the conversion of androgens to estrogen. And when you are resistant, you're making more insulin than you need. Estrogen dominance, y'all, further suppresses progesterone, and round and round and round we go. And y'all, underneath all of this, your thyroid, okay? Your T3 conversion, the active thyroid hormone that actually runs your metabolism, is down regulating because your body is trying to slow you down. It's trying to get you to stop. This is your body's intelligence, okay? Your body is smart. It's trying to keep you alive. It is not failing you. It's trying to protect you from what it perceives as an unstable, unpredictable environment. And the environment that it's perceiving as unstable, well, often it's the one that you've created in your well-intentioned effort to feel better. Too many changes, too many variables, too much optimization, too much effort without enough ease. Your body doesn't want you to do more. It wants you to feel safe doing less. Okay? So here's where we get practical, y'all. And this might be the hardest permission that I'm going to ask you to accept. Okay? You need to stop optimizing at night. I know, I know, I know. Evening is when you have time. Evening is when the house is quiet, when you can finally focus on yourself, when you can implement all those things you've been planning on doing, right? Or meaning to do. But here's the thing, y'all. This is what you need to understand. Evening optimization is keeping you wired. When you spend your evening thinking about what you should be doing, planning tomorrow's food, reviewing your supplement protocol, reading about the next biohack, researching the next strategy, you're not winding down, you're ramping up. You're keeping your prefrontal cortex active. You're keeping yourself in executive function mode. You're signaling to your body that there's still work to be done, still problems to solve, still things you need to monitor. And your nervous system, y'all, it cannot drop into parasympathetic rest when you are still in problem solving mode. Okay. Now, here's what I want you to consider. I want you to consider this. What if evening was for releasing, not refining? What if the last few hours of your day weren't about preparing for tomorrow, but about completing today? What if you gave yourself permission to stop thinking about what you need to fix and just be? Now, this doesn't mean abandon your protocols, y'all. This doesn't mean stop caring about your health. It means recognizing that rest is not a reward for optimization. Rest is the foundation of metabolic recovery. Your body cannot heal in a state of constant self improvement. It needs you to stop, to trust, to let the day be done. And this brings me to tonight's reframe, y'all, which I want you to really sit with this. Sequence belongs to structure, not self-policing. What does that mean? It means that the order in which you do things, the way you layer changes, the progression of your protocols, that's a structural decision. It's about having a framework, a plan, a sequence that makes metabolic sense. It's not about constantly monitoring yourself to make sure you're doing it right. It's not about self-policing every choice, every meal, every decision. When you have structure, when you have a clear sequence that honors your body's hierarchy of need, you don't need to constantly police yourself. You can relax into the plan. You can trust the framework. Now, y'all, this is the difference between self optimization and metabolic literacy. Self optimization keeps you vigilant. Metabolic literacy gives you a map so you can stop guessing and start trusting. And look, y'all, I know some of you are sitting here thinking, okay, but how do I actually do that? How do I know what sequence is right? How do I know what to prioritize? Well, this is where women stop guessing, okay? This is exactly what we work on in our Nourish and Flow Circle community. It's free community, especially in our premium program. We're not giving you more things to do, but giving you the framework to know what actually matters, in what order, for your specific metabolic pattern. Y'all, the truth is this: you can't create structure from a place of overwhelm. You cannot sequence changes when you're stuck in survival mode, okay? You need a map. You need someone who understands the hierarchy of healing and can help you implement changes in a way that builds stability instead of increasing vigilance. But for tonight, for right now, y'all, I just want you to notice, where are you still trying to optimize? Where are you still self-policing? Where could you let the day be done? You don't need to fix it tonight, okay? You don't need to have a plan for tomorrow, okay? You just need to let yourself wind down. Just notice it and just wind down. That's enough. That's enough. Thank y'all so much for being here with me tonight. Listen, I'll see you on Sunday if you're in our circle uh, for our Sunday Flow Intention. Until then, just rest well, y'all.